Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is part 5 MD2 linear algebra. In this part we are going to learn how to find the inverse. So before proceeding to the questions in this video, we will understand first what is Gaussian elimination method. I already explained this in the previous video, and this is related to the row reduction method. Okay, so we know that the linear equations can be written in the form of matrix as Ax is equals to b, where A contains the coefficients, x is the set of variable, and b is the matrix of constant. Example, these are three equations. Now here x, y, z is the set of variable, minus 9, 8, 2 is the constant, and look, this is the coefficient for x, coefficient for y, and coefficient for z. We can augment the matrix for easily solving the equation in the matrix form. I already told you what is augmentation in the previous video. Okay, so in the augment matrix, what you have to do, the variable matrix we have to keep aside. Okay, and we will write the coefficient and we will write this one. So in this form we are writing this one in left side and this one in right hand side, and we are assuming this as variable, and so we are just keeping it aside for solving. So we'll write a and b and solve. So according to the change in left side, the right hand side will also change. When I am doing row operation, with the change in this also will get changed. After simplification, we can easily find the values of x, y, and z. This is the Gaussian elimination method to solve equation, as I told you before also. Here we can only operate row operations such as, okay, I already told you this one, exchange, you can exchange the row, you can multiply or divide any scalar quantity with the row, you can subtract or add the rows. Now this is the important thing we need to understand, row reduction method to find the inverse. So in this video basically we will learn how to find the inverse, or how to find multiple powers like a to the power 5, a to the power 4. How can we find that in the matrix form? Okay, so we know that the matrix form of the equation is this much. According to this we can find the inverse. How? Because we know that A multiply A inverse give us identity matrix, right? We know this form. Okay, so if we want to augment this matrix, then we will write the A in the left hand side and we will write I in the right hand side. Okay, in this form, and we will keep the A inverse as we were keeping the X. Okay, so X is now, so we just consider the X as the unknown. Okay, so I can augment like this. Now in this equation, if I am multiplying A inverse both the sides, then I am getting this much, right? So we know that A inverse and A gives us I, so this much is giving me I, and in the before sentence also I considered as it X in this equation, no? So here also I'll consider this as the X, the unknown. So A inverse multiply I gives us A inverse because this is the identity matrix. Okay, so now if I want to augment this matrix, this will be, look here, A inverse we have to keep aside because this one we are considering as the X we are considering in this system. So here I'll write I, then in the left hand side A inverse will be there. Okay, now these two are equal, no? So this is the thing we have to do in the row reduction method, and we will operate these only row wise. So here I took an example. Let A is equals to 4, 2, 7, 6, 2 by 2 matrix is there. Okay, so for 2 by 2 matrix, identity matrix is 1, 0, 0, 1. So the augmented matrix, this one is the form AI is equals to IA inverse. So this is A, this is I. Now I will solve it and solve it by doing the row operation. Whatever I'm getting in the right hand side here, that will be A inverse. So I had A and I in this form. So basically my focus should be on to convert this left hand side into I, so that whatever will come in the right hand side, that's my inverse. So I performed the row operations and I got 1, 0, 0, 1, which is the identity matrix in the left hand side. So whatever I'm getting here in the right hand side is my inverse. So what is the A inverse? A inverse is equals to 3 by 5 minus 4 by 5 minus 1 by 5, 3 by 5. This is another kind of question where we can find the powers of any matrix and the inverse of the matrix. So first question, state Cayley-Hamilton theorem and verify the theorem for the matrix. So normally whenever the question is about finding the power of any matrix, we will use this Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Now just have a look at this. In June 15 and December 15, in both the session 2015 the question came. Again in 2016 both the session the question came. Okay, in December 19 it came. This is another kind of question, row reduction method. I included this question here because it is related to inverse, and this one is obtain adjoint and a inverse. So basically this kind of question include how to find the inverse. Okay, so finding inverse we can find it in three ways: Cayley-Hamilton theorem, row reduction method, and by finding the adjoint. So next question is about, look, again Cayley-Hamilton theorem, find the inverse using row reduction. This is again about inverse. So let's start. So this is the matrix given, and this Cayley-Hamilton theorem states that every square matrix over a commutative ring satisfies its own characteristic equation. So in simpler word, the Cayley-Hamilton theorem says that the characteristic equation, I explained this to you before, this is the characteristic equation. Okay, so the whatever the matrix is, square matrix means 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 or 4 by 4, that one. So any square matrix will satisfy this condition. Okay, what do you mean by this? Look, first one is the matrix given A is equals to this much. So as Cayley-Hamilton theorem says that characteristic equation, it does satisfy. That means we will first find out the characteristic equation, and you know how to find it out. I explained it before. So this is the characteristic equation. Now what does this characteristic equation says? That this value will give us 0. Now the Cayley-Hamilton theorem is saying the square matrix is satisfying this. That means we will replace the lambda with A, and after solving this, no, this 0 must come. Okay, this is the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So whenever it is telling us to verify, we will take LHS and RHS and we will check whether they are coming equal or not. Replacing lambda with A, we are getting this much. So this is my LHS, and in the LHS there is a to the power 3, 5a square and 8a minus 4i. Now we have a, right, but we don't have a square and aq, so we have to find out this two first. So this is a square, how I found it. Now you know how to multiply this first row, first column. 3 multiply 3, 1 multiply 2, minus 1 multiply 2. Okay, similarly 3 multiply 1, 1 multiply 2, minus 1 multiply 2. The corresponding elements will get multiplied. For first one, row to column, row to column, row to column. Then second row, column, second row, column, second row, this third column. Then again third row, first column, third row, second column, third row, third column. Likewise you have to find a square. After finding out a square, you can find a cube, because a cube means a square multiply a. So this is my a square, this is my a, and I have to find out this much. After finding this, I have to verify. Verify means I have to take LHS, and this much is the LHS, this much is the LHS. Then I have to replace AQ, a square, a4, like this. Okay, and I means your identity matrix, and whenever I am multiplying a scalar quantity with the matrix, that will get multiplied with every element. After solving this, I got 0. That means it verifies the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Next question. Using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, evaluate a to the power 7 if A is equals to this much. So now one more thing, I told you that any power of A or any matrix we can find using the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. That means a to the power minus 1 also we can find, and I'll explain that to you as we will proceed towards the next questions. So this is number 2, this is the matrix given. So we have to find A to the power 7, right? This Cayley-Hamilton theorem is related to the characteristic equation, because it is saying that this matrix will satisfy this characteristic equation, right? So first we will find out the characteristic equation, then we will replace this one, because this is the statement that Cayley-Hamilton theorem states. Now how to find out the powers? Look, first what we will do, the highest degree will be in the left hand side. A square is equals to 3a minus 2i every time. If it is cube, if it is fourth, whatever, we have to keep it in left hand side, and we have to find this equation. After this statement is very very important, because we can replace the a square every time with this. So now we can multiply a both side. Look, this side I got aq, and this side I got 3a square minus 2a. Look, this was a square, now this is aq, and I have to multiply a again and again till I am getting a7. a to the power 7. Now what about the right hand side? Here we know what is a, but we don't know what is a square. So instead of calculating a square, we can replace it with 3a minus 2i. So 3 multiply 3a minus 2i. After solving this, I got 7a minus 2i. That means, look, I got aq in the simplest form. That means in with the variable of a. Okay, I don't need to find out a square here. Now again I have to multiply a both sides, so this will become a fourth and this will become 7a square minus 2a. Again a square came, again I can replace this a square with 3a minus 2i. Okay, and after solving, again look, it came in the form of a. Okay, so next again I have to multiply both sides by a. This will be a5 and again this will be 19a square minus 14a. Again I have to replace the value of a square, so it became 43a minus 38i. Okay, so next one I have to again multiply a because I need to find out a7, a to the power 7. So this is a sixth and this much. Again I have to simplify this and I got the value of a to the power 6 in the form of 91a minus 86i. Look how much I am multiplying. Also I don't need to find any power of a. Every time I can convert this into the simplest form of a single matrix. That's why this is the method we can use to find out the power of the matrix. Now again multiplying both sides with a, I got a to the power 7 is equals to 91a square minus 86a. Again a square is there, I can replace it with 3a minus 2y. After solving I got this much. So look how easier this one. A to the power 7 is equals to this much multiply a minus 182 multiply I. As this is the 2 by 2 matrix, this identity matrix I will use. Now after multiplication I got this much. This is my a to the power 7. Next question, show that a inverse is equals to a to the power 3 if a is equals to this much. Now look at here there is no method is given, but as I told you, we can find the powers of any matrix using the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. That means here also we need to use the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So this is matrix A. We have to find the characteristic equation. We are going to find the inverse and the power using Cayley-Hamilton theorem. We have to find the characteristic equation. So this is the characteristic equation. Now we have to replace the lambda with a. So according to Cayley-Hamilton theorem, this equation is being satisfied for a square matrix. Okay, so from here we got, I told that the highest power should be on the left hand side. So AQ is equals to this much. Now to find out AQ, we have to find at least a square and a, and there is no further option because this is the basic relation we got. Suppose I have to find some other powers like at the power 4 or 5. In that case I have to multiply a both the side, and in that case whenever I will get AQ in the right hand side, I can replace this AQ with this a square plus 7a minus 7i. Okay, but here I just need to find out AQ. So here I have to find out a square and a. I already have a, so I just have to find out a square, or else I can find out in the simplest, I can find out in simpler method. A is equals to this much. If I am finding a square, then again I can multiply a square and a to find out the AQ. Okay, or I can use the Cayley-Hamilton theorem and I can put this, I can find AQ. Look, both are coming same. Okay, you can use either of the method. If you are using this, you have to find the characteristic equation. Okay, but if you are using in simple way, then you can find in this way also. Now we have to find the inverse. Again, this is the inverse I have found using the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. That's why 7i is equals to this much, and I have to take the common a, then I shifted it to the left hand side, it became a inverse. So I first find out what is 7a inverse, this much. Okay, then I have to find a inverse. So it will be 1 by 7 and this much, right? If I want to find out the a inverse using adjoint method, then characteristic equation is not required. Okay, also there is another option, row reduction method, to find out the inverse. We will discuss it when we will proceed further. So this much, this is how I found out using the Cayley-Hamilton method. If you are finding the inverse using adjoint method also, you will get the same. Now a inverse is not is equals to a to the power 3. So this is verified. Now question number 4. Use Cayley-Hamilton theorem to find the inverse of this much. Here look, somewhere it is given you can use Cayley-Hamilton theorem, and somewhere you can use on your own. As you know that to find the inverse or any power of the matrix you can use this method. So this is the matrix, and here we have to use the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. It is given in the question, there is no option. So we have to find the characteristic equation of, I found it. Then replace the lambda with A. So this is the equation, it satisfies. So how we have to find the inverse? As I told you before also, while finding out the inverse you have to keep the identity number or identity matrix one side. Okay, so I just wrote here 20i, and others I removed to another side. So here we can found a common. I took out A common, then I shifted it to that side. So 20 A inverse is equals to this much. So A inverse is equals to 1 by 20 this much. So to find out the A inverse, I need to find out A square first, because A is given. I need to find out A square. So this is how we have to find A square. After you get the A square, you can put it and solve it to find out the A inverse. That's it. Next question. Find inverse using Cayley-Hamilton theorem if A is equals to this much. Again it is mentioned to use the Cayley-Hamilton theorem to find the inverse. That means first we have to find characteristic equation. So this is characteristic equation, and this way I found out. Okay, now you have to replace the lambda with A, because this is what the Cayley-Hamilton theorem is saying. So to find out the inverse you have to keep the identity matrix at one side. So I wrote it and I shifted all the another element to another side. Now here A is the common, so I have to take the A common and shift to this side. So A is the common here. A is the common here. Okay, so I shifted it to this side. It became A inverse. So to find A inverse we have to do 1 by 9 minus A square plus 6A minus 2i, and we already have minus A square plus 6A minus 2i. So we already have A. Now we have to find out A square. To find out A square, A multiply A, and in this way we will find out A square. Now to find out A inverse, we can replace this A square, A and I, which is the identity matrix 3 by 3. So this is the identity matrix. Now solve it to find out the inverse of the matrix. Next question. Find A inverse using row reduction method. At the beginning of this video I explained you how to find the inverse using row reduction method. So let's just have a look at this. So I explained you this thing about this augmented matrix. So this is the augmented matrix. We have the value of A and I. Now our main focus is to convert this A matrix into identity matrix, so that whatever the matrix will form in the right hand side, that will be our A inverse. Okay, and we have to do row operations. So look, so we have already 1 0 0 in the first row, so we have to focus on this and this. Look here, the diagonal elements are 1 1 and 1, so our main focus should be to make it 0 0 and 0. So I performed these row operations and I got the identity matrix in the left hand side. So this much is our A inverse, hence A inverse of A is equals to this much. So the next question is obtain adjoint and A inverse. Right, here Cayley-Hamilton method is not given, but we have to find out adjoint. If we are finding out the adjoint, then let's just find out the inverse using the adjoint. I hope you know this one. C11, these are the cofactors, right? You have to use this formula. Cij is equals to right, and what is I and J? I is the number of row and J is the number of column, and Mij means this is the number of row and number of column. Now I am just showing you the first three, then you can do it on your own. So first one is C11. 1 means this shows the row. So first row, cover it up, then first column, cover it up. What's left? 0 1 1 0. Here M11 is equals to 0 1 1 0. Right, so you just cover it up and you can find the M11, and minus 1 whole the power 1 plus 1, as here given I plus J. Now you can find it out. Next C12, 1 means the first row, cover it up, then second column, cover it up. Okay, cover it up. So what's left? 1 1 and 1 0. 1 1 and 1 0. This is called M12. Okay, minus 1 whole power 1 plus 2. So you can solve it now. Now this is C13. C13 means first row cover it up and third column cover it up. What's left? 1101. Look, 1101. This is also called M13. Minors, and these are the cofactors. I hope you already know these things. Okay, so you have to find the cofactors. After finding the cofactor, what is the adjoint of A? Adjoint of A is, look, the transpose of this, and what should be the order? C11, C12, C13. That means the first always shows the rows. This is the first row, so 1 1 1. The second row 2 2 2, and the first column, second column, third column, first column, second column, third column. So you can remember it like this. So you have to find the transpose. Finding transpose means just you have to change the first row into first column, second row into second column, third row into third column. After finding the adjoint of A, so next you have to find out is A determinant. You can find it. You know this, how to find it out. The determinant is 2. So how to find out A inverse? Adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. So it's half multiply this much. This is the method to find out inverse using adjoint method. So here one more thing, if you want, then you can find the inverse using Cayley-Hamilton method also. This is lengthier and you should not do, but just for your information and practice I have just done it. So characteristic equation, then replace lambda with A. Okay, then like this, we have to shift the identity matrix to one side, right? So A is common, A inverse is equal to this much. So to find the A inverse, you just need to find A square. So you can find the A square like this. Now you can find out A inverse. Okay. Question. Using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, evaluate A to the power 8. So this is the matrix. And Cayley-Hamilton method means you have to find the characteristic equation. So this is the characteristic equation. Now I have to replace lambda with A. So this much what you got. Now to find out any power, to find out the higher power, what you need to do, I told you before also, you need to write the higher power in one side. So I wrote AQ is equals to 6 by 5A. Okay, then we have to multiply A both the side till I am getting A to the power 8 in the left hand side. So look, okay, so this is what I got. AQ is equals to 6 by 5A. So what the relation I got is AQ. So every time I will try to form AQ so that I can replace this, replace the AQ with this, right? So if I am multiplying A both the side like this, I am getting AQ, I am getting A fourth is equals to 6 by 5A square, but there is nothing to multiply, there is nothing to replace the A square with. Again we have to multiply A. It will be A5 is equals to 6 by 5 AQ, right? So now I can replace the AQ with 6 by 5A. So in this case, instead of multiplying A, I can directly multiply A to the power 2, no, so that it can be A cube and we can replace it with 6 by 5A. So that's why I first multiplied both the side with A square. So look, at a time I got AQ. Now I can replace the AQ with 6 by 5A. Now it became 36 by 25A. Again I need a cube here, so I just multiplied A square both the side, so that I got it A7 is equals to 216 by 125A. Now I need to get A8, so I have to multiply A both the side. So 8 to the power 8 is equals to 216 by 125A square. That means here anyhow I need to find the A square. So I found out the A square. This is my A square. Now you can put it with 216 by 125 to get A to the power 8. So this is how I found it. So this is your A to the power 8. Now the next question, find inverse using row reduction method. You know what is row reduction method? We discussed in number 6 also and at the beginning of this video also. Let's just have a look at this. So this is number 9. Row reduction method says us any matrix augmented with the identity matrix will give us the identity matrix augmented with A inverse, and I already explained the reason for this. So here my prime focus should be to convert this element 0 and I have to convert this as 1, and these diagonal element both are 1. Okay, so I have to do row operation method. So in the row operation method, by following this all the methods, I converted this into the identity matrix. So this right hand side whatever I got is my inverse of the given matrix. So now next question, find A is equals to this much matrix has been given. We have to find at the power 4 and is A invertible. We have to verify that whether A is invertible or not, or we have to justify it. So to find a to the power 4, we have to use the Cayley-Hamilton method, and for Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we have to find the characteristic equation. So I found the characteristic equation. Now replace the lambda with A. So this is what the Cayley-Hamilton theorem is saying. Now one thing I told you, that you have to write the highest power in one side. So I'll keep the AQ one side and others in another side. Look, AQ is equals to this much. So I need to find out A4. So I have to multiply both side A. I multiply it. Now I have this much only to replace with. That means whenever there is AQ, I can replace that AQ with this. So there I got a AQ. So I replaced this and I solved it. So what I got in the form of A square, A and I. I know the identity matrix. I have the I have to find the A square. So I found out what is the A square here. Okay. Now I have to replace this all. Look, to find out the 8 to the power 4. So this is what is 8 to the power 4. Now the next question is the matrix A invertible or not? Now you know that there are three methods to solve to find the inverse. First one is row reduction method. Second one is Cayley-Hamilton. And third one is adjoint method. Now in this method there is nothing to there is no condition that whether we can find the A inverse or not. We have to do everything. At last, if we are not getting the identity matrix in the left hand side, then we will conclude that A inverse is not possible. So this is lengthier. Now Cayley-Hamilton method is also same. We have to first find out the characteristic equation. After that we have to find out what is A inverse is equals to, then we will replace it, then we can conclude that whether it is invertible or not. In the adjoint method, the formula for the inverse is adjoint of A divided by the determinant of A. Now this will be a bit easier. Why? Because there is a numerator and denominator. We know that if the denominator is 0, then there is no value. Like in the denominator here, anything you can write, but in the if the denominator is 0, then there is no value, and that is not possible, right? So the shortest method will be this one. You can find the determinant. If the determinant is 0, then it is not invertible. If the determinant is not 0, then it is invertible. You can see the same thing in the Cramer's rule also, but there where the determinant of the coefficient was there in the denominator. So every time if the denominator is 0, then nothing is possible. So you can find it on your own. Thank you.